Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mindwaves Talks once again. And today we are having with us Dr. Veena Wogle. She's a homeopath and she's a nutritionist, and she works with music therapy and theater therapy. So we'll be having a wonderful conversation today. So let's welcome Dr. Veena right now. A very warm welcome to Mindwaves Talk, Doctor.
Thank you so much, Bernali. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you for coming here. Thank you. Because I know your schedules are quite busy, and out of your busy schedule, you just give this much of time. I'm really grateful for that. So,
No, I think you're making a difference, and if you're making a difference, then I have to make time for you.
oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And we would love to know about the works you are doing. So, first, I would love to know about you are a homeopath. So, my personal query is that how homeopath works basically. Because we have seen, I personally love homeopath medicine because it tastes really wonderful. That white little goldies sweet one. How it works? Because the method is different what I know.
So the commonly asked question, how does homeopathy work?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
homeopathy is a very holistic science. Okay? So it just doesn't work on one symptom. So if a patient comes to you and says, I have a migraine or I have kidney stones, we are not just treating the migraine or the kidney stone. So homeopathy is a complete holistic approach. It's going to look at each individual as an independent person and match each symptom of that person one remedy. So it's a very intricate and a very I would say a complete science because it treats the mind as well as the body, and it ensures that the disease is removed right from the root. So the principle for homeopathy is similia similibus curantur. Okay?
That's
So that means if you have a disease and it has some symptoms, the drug or the medicine which is given will produce similar symptoms but slightly stronger, which will get rid of or elevate completely your current symptoms. So that's how homeopathy works.
what I heard that one particular homeopathy medicine works for a number of symptoms or diseases. Is that true?
Yes, a remedy which works for migraine may also be working for kidney stones or skin problems. But like I said, it is an individualistic medicine. So what works for my migraine may not work for your migraine, though
Yeah.
migraine is migraine, right? So homeopathy believes in individualization. So each migraine is treated as individualistic migraine. So yours might be aggravated by sunlight. So that will be a different remedy. Mine might be aggravated with the AC or, with the climatic change, or it is because of menopause. So each migraine is also treated individualistically. So I say it's a complete science because it gives so much of, in-depth treatment to the cause, to the presentation, aggravation, to everything that is there in that particular illness or that particular individual.
So that's
So
why.
yes, the same remedy may be suiting different symptoms also in different individuals.
So that's why homeopath normally what they do before treating, because I have an experience in homeopathic treatment. So doctor asked me about my history, my temperament, what makes me feel happy, what makes me feel sad, all this kind of all the history, geography, everything of the patient, and then after that they start work on the treatment. So that's right. Okay, okay. So mental illness, uh, any kind of. So homeopathy treatment, how much effective there?
Oh, homeopathy has got a wonderful repertoire in mental illnesses. So we can treat something as simple as examination fear or stage fright to something which is extreme like schizophrenia or panic disorder or anxiety neurosis. So
Okay.
if we have a wide repertoire in homeopathy where we can treat mental illnesses very successfully and with confidence, because I personally have treated a lot of people with, especially, they come after visiting all the psychiatrists, or they come after doing years of counseling. It's not working, or, they've lost hope in all kinds of medicine, and they come. And then finally they are relieved with homeopathy. So it's a pleasure to see that, kind of happiness that, okay, now we are completely okay, and, homeopathy has so yes, mental illnesses, definitely I would give it a big thumbs up. Yes, it is.
Okay, okay. Another thing that I always wanted to know that you know most not all, most of them, but some of the medicines, allopathic medicines that comes out of the herbal sources, and homeopathy also basically comes from herbal origins. So same kind of origin and two different paths of treatments or medicines. So where is the difference between these two things, treatment?
Interesting question. Very nicely asked also. So see, homeopathic medicines, some of them do have a herbal origin, but not all homeopathic medicines are of herbal origin. We have some chemicals, we have some animal products also. We have some secretions also. We have disease products also used as medications. But yes, we do have herbal origins for diseases. Now the difference between allopathic use of herbal origin and homeopathic is, in homeopathy the medicine is potentized to atomic or molecular level. Okay, so it is not crude, it is in a very highly potentized form, or I would say triturated form. It is brought down to atomic or molecular level, where it will not cause any harm to your body. If anything, it can only cause you to feel better. So very safely we can give medicines to newborns, to extreme old people, people who are hypersensitive, people who are, people who have autoimmune disorders. In all these cases, homeopathy can be given very safely, because yes, one, we have it, though it's of herbal origin, it is at a potentized level. Second, it is, we give lot of details to each person's requirement, how much dose this person's require. So it's not like one medicine suits all. Okay, so if you just give you an antibiotic, we have a particular medicine for every type of fever also. So fever with chills, medicine will be different. Fever with vomiting, medicine will be different. Fever where the person is very active, medicine will be different. So ये जो है ना, this is something which is very individualistic. It's very specific, person specific. Okay, that is one thing. Also, there is absolutely no side effect. So the difference between allopathic medicines, though they are of herbal origin, and homeopathic medicines is that it's absolutely safe. It's easy to register. So children, they enjoy taking the medicines because it's sweet. It's very palatable. No problems there. Also, it's very easy to administer. You just take 4 pills or the powder and you put it into your mouth. And then you don't need water, you don't need anything. So it's overall, it's a very safe, tried and tested, easy to administer, easy to take, acceptable, palatable medicine. So I think it's a complete medicine that everybody enjoys taking.
I do enjoy. I do love to take homeopathic medicine because of the taste of the medicine. So homeopathic medicine, what I have learned that the stronger the medicine is, the dilution is more. More diluted form is the stronger form of that the same medicine. The potency, what you say, 30, 40, or what are there on the.
No, so like I said before, we have different dilutions. Okay? So start with 200, then we have 1M, we have CM, we have LM potency. So depending on the disease condition, or depending on, I wouldn't say disease, I would say that individual's requirement in the disease state, we will give the text. So not all medicine, all, it's not like आप अगर 1M लोगे तो ही क्योर होगा, ऐसा नहीं है. So sometimes LM potency, which is a very minute potency, works better in certain conditions. So it's a very tricky science. You have to, like I said before, one dose suits all nahi hai. You need to have very specific, for each condition, a different dose is required. Homeopathy believes in that. So we have different doses for different ailments and different individuals. Also, age group wise, there is a variation when you prescribe.
Male, female, gender wise.
Also, depending on the severity of the disease,
Okay.
prescriptions change as regarding potential strength.
Another very interesting question that I want to ask, that the diseases, mostly diseases are psychosomatic. It in our mind, then it is coming in our body. So how much truth is there in this statement?
Okay, if you ask me as a doctor, I would break it. Okay, so psychosomatic, not as a homeopath, but as a general doctor. Psychosomatic. Psycho means the mind, and soma means the body. Okay, so every disease in its origin does have some psychic factor. Okay, so how do you explain immunity? You will say, okay, nahi, hum to believe karte hai ki immunity, if your immunity is low, you fall sick. Right? So how do you explain immunity? Immunity is the presence of certain antibodies which are there in your body all the time. Right? So then at certain intervals or in certain situations, why do you fall sick? Or why do so many people who are there not falling sick, but one person falls sick? Yeah. So I believe that immunity is of two parts. One is the mental quotient and one is the physical quotient. So your physical quotient may be excellent. You're in top health. Okay. But certain things which affect your mind or which take you by shock or which create grief for you make you more open to certain infections or to certain diseases. Right? So every ailment or every disease has a psychosomatic predilection. So unless you are completely 100% okay mentally and 100% okay physically, there is no ease. There is dis-ease. Okay? So there is a little imbalance in the ease in the body, and that's when you get disease. So I personally do believe that yes, most diseases are psychosomatic. They have a psychosomatic origin, but the causa, the actual cause may be different.
Okay.
If you're not psychologically balanced completely, for some reason you may be upset emotionally or angry or you're upset about something. That is when I believe your immunity dips and it makes you more open to being infected or more open to falling sick.
Okay. So today's scenario, when COVID is there, so everybody should be positive about the circumstances, that okay, if I'm strong with my mind, then maybe this disease will not touch me. So will that help as a doctor? What will be your advice to be strong in this situation?
Right from day one, people have been asking, आप homeopathic हो, आप बताओ क्या करना चाहिए, what should we do that we don't get COVID? And I've always been saying this from day one. First and foremost, know that it is a curable disease. Do not have the fear factor so much that, it paralyzes your life. Okay, go about with your normal activities. Just make sure that you're having a healthy diet so that your immunity is top. Stay calm and do not panic so your mental feature is taken care of. Also, if required and if you have some comorbidities, take care of those comorbidities so that your immunity is optimum. जैसे बहुत लोगों को obesity है, they never take it seriously. Okay, unless it becomes a problem and then you go on a strict diet and everything and then you see it. So I say don't wait for that to happen. Just take good care of yourself. Eat well, exercise well, mentally stay calm. Learn to de-stress. It's very, very important because in today's scenario, 99% of the people who have got COVID or who have fallen sick are because mentally they have been either stressed, overworked, or they are, emotionally not there completely, or there is a fear factor which is there. So the mind is where it is optimally affected. Physical things, of course, you have to have your immunity low for them to get into your system. But if you're observing hygiene methods, if you're eating well, if you're de-stressing properly, I don't think you need to really, get into a panic mode about COVID.
Okay. So you are a very positive and vibrant person, what I see. So what will be your suggestion to the people who are not that much positive every day, 24/7? So how to be that positive in a situation where you are seeing everything is not going that right? So how to be that
Uh,
positive?
Difficult question, huh? So what is happiness? Happiness is an emotional state, okay,
Yeah.
which is characterized by now feelings of joy and satisfaction, fulfillment, contentment, right? अब ये scenario हमेशा नहीं रह सकता ना. Nobody can be 100% happy all the time. We all are human. We make mistakes. We have life throws challenges at us. So sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're stressed. So what I say is first and foremost, to be happy or to be contented, the first thing that you need to have is acceptance.
Yeah.
आज ये situation है, I should be able to accept it and move on.
Yeah.
Don't stay there and stagnate with that negative.
Mm-hmm.
Aiga, it will come. It's like a wave. It goes and it will come. Be sure that nobody can be 100% happy. But it is possible for us to be more accepting of these things, कि कभी गुस्सा आएगा, कभी बुरा लगेगा. We will be somewhere hurt. Someone or the other is going to cause you some kind of problem. So change is the only constant in life. The
Yes.
day you accept this and you move on with positivity. Of course, I'm saying situations will come, but in the best way possible when you can accept it. Okay? So I say a positive person is one who is well adapted, to life situations and whether they're good or bad. And he focuses on getting out of that negative situation with a positive approach. That's very important. Bouncing back. That's very important.
Yeah. Bouncing back. Yeah. That
Chota
I
lagi,
would
yes,
say.
he's
Yeah.
going to do something. You
Mm-hmm.
have to bounce back. That's all.
That is life. That is, but so many people are there. If their expectations are not meeting, they get depressed and they the things okay. हो गया सब लाइफ तो हो गया खत्म बस अब मेरे से कुछ नहीं होगा. So that they need to understand that yes, these ups and downs come in our life. So it's wonderful talking to you, Doctor. So, yeah, now tell me about what you're doing in the field of music therapy and theater therapy. I would love to know from you.
So, Banali, you know how it is. For every person, there is mind, there is body, and then there are behavior traits. Okay? So, when you say music therapy or dance therapy or theater therapy, what happens is we are trying to get a balance between all these three states. Okay, so if you've noticed, आप कभी आपका mood sad होता है, okay, and you play some very peppy music or some happy music, and in some time, without you realizing it, you are humming, you are singing, and
Yeah.
your mood changes. You notice?
Yeah.
So that is how it is. Now, how does it work? When you listen to positive music, now it could be through playing an instrument yourself, it could be through listening. It's called pre-recorded listening. So you listen to some happy music, or you sing, or you dance yourself. Okay. So what happens is when you're doing this, there's a release of certain happy chemicals, I would call it. Yeah. There are some happy chemicals which are released into your body, and these happy chemicals are nothing but medically called endorphins.
Yeah.
Okay, so endorphins are mood, they initiate, serotonin is one of them. So these are mood regulators and they make you feel good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we aim at is we aim at altering the rhythm of the body. So if your body is going into a negative rhythm, we are trying to get it into positivity through music or theater or dance. Okay, it also, how it works is it de-stresses your mind. It makes you, changes your focus from one to the other. It influences your behavior pattern. So this is a very complex therapy pattern which explaining it is more difficult, but results are awesome, So it works wonderfully in children. It works very well in people who have anxiety or who have communicative problems. A lot of us want to say something and we end up saying something else.
Yeah.
So if you are asking me about the theater and how we function, what we do is, we have a group kind of, when we do it, we don't do it one on one. We have a group of people. So trainings are done with regards to body language, with regards to your voice modulation,
Uh-huh.
with your stage presence. So if you're in front of a group of people or in front of more than one people,
Uh-huh.
you don't become acutely aware of how you're speaking or how your body is reacting. You do it so naturally through the trainings that it becomes part and parcel of your life. And then in routine normal life also you start, interacting very naturally. So
Uh-huh.
it has happened that people who have come with severe stage fright are now working in managing events of their own. They're hosting events. So, it gives me a tremendous kick to see these people get out of this fear and phobia thing and evolve as individuals. It's a real pleasurable journey.
Yeah.
So,
So your journey is really
really,
wonderful. No, every day of yours, you're mingling with people and treating their problems and coming out successfully. That's wonderful. Every day, I just can visualize your days. Those are really colorful. So nice talking to you. So, at the end of the conversation, almost we are at the end of the conversation. So, what you want to tell everybody in general to have a happy and comfortable life? What we should do?
my mantras in life. Okay.
Yeah,
So
mantra.
one is, yeah. So my mantras in life is, first and foremost is, there's nothing called perfection. So
Hmm.
don't chase mirages. So
Hmm.
perfection is just, you have created perfection. There's nothing called perfection. It's okay to fail, but make sure to rise up again.
Hmm.
And third, accept life with its ups and downs, and always, no matter what the situation, bounce back. That's what counts.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's really so precious. Wonderful, and thanks a lot for coming here after, again, from your daily so busy schedule. So wonderful to talk to you, and thanks a lot for coming here. And I hope again we'll be talking and have a session in near future.
It's totally my pleasure. It's totally my pleasure,
Thank
Pari.
you.
You are doing such an awesome job relating to people,
Trying to,
talking to
trying
people,
to.
providing them with
Yeah.
information, which is, which is really, I would say, altruistic, because you don't have any selfish intent. You're doing it purely out of concern and love for people, and that, I think that goes a long way in making life better.
Thank
So
you.
very
Thanks a lot.
great.
Thanks a lot. So we'll be meeting again and we'll have another session if you give us some more time in future also.
Thank you so
So
much.
wonderful
Take care.
talking to
Stay,
you. Yeah,
stay safe.
you too, and have a wonderful journey ahead. And come back again and tell your experiences, colorful experiences
Sure.
once more.
Sure.
Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye
Bye.
bye.